Hello and welcome to another episode of Dumb Pitches. This is Monica Nevi's podcast, but she's not here right now. This is her wife, Aryn Wilkins, and I am taking over. We are going to talk about whatever I want to talk about, and so that's just what we're going to do today.
What a bunch of dumb pitches. Oh my goodness.
Oh, just kidding. She's here. We have some topics that we're going to talk about, and I think it's going to get weird. I just woke up from a nap. So here we go. Thursday night. Dumb pitches.
That was good. You did like both the bumper and the intro all in one.
I don't know what the difference is.
The bumper is like, hey, on this episode, we're going to say these things.
Don't you do that in the beginning?
Yeah, that's what the bumper
So
is
it's the
before.
same.
Well, I know, but the intro is welcome to the show. Hello.
Okay, well, I did both. You're welcome. I'm very efficient.
You are. That's true. Nothing else, you are efficient. We're also sharing a microphone. As I mentioned last week, scheduling with the studio, we're going to do a couple of, honestly, if you really need to know, this is from our bed. So, bed podcast. And it was Aryn's idea last night. She was like, what if I come on the podcast again? And I was like,
I was
yeah.
like 3 glasses of wine in, so.
So here we are. And yeah, I just got home from a show and said, hey, you wanted to do this now. And here she is. So great. So we did put on social media. You could ask us some questions or what like topics you would want us to talk about, which was funny because last night when I said like, yeah, you can do the podcast again. What, bad ideas should we talk about? She goes, you don't have to follow the structure. And I was like, okay, I'm glad that you're really telling us how to do this podcast. But yeah, I mean,
Again,
you're right.
3 glasses of wine in.
That's true. We did a little date.
We did have a date.
Yeah.
It was nice.
It was nice.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so we asked for some topics, but also, yeah, I mean, we could just kind of check in. I thought maybe I would ask you, how do you think our marriage is going so far?
I mean, the marriage part is really good.
Yeah?
Everything else that we've been going through
like, terrible.
during the marriage is a dumpster fire. But that is neither of our faults.
Which parts are you talking about? Well, so we've been married for 4.5 months.
Oh, yeah.
We did the math the other night.
Oh, I tried to count, and then I kept leaving out December. So I thought that it was a month less than we've actually been married. So October, November, December, January, half of February. So yeah, 4.5 months.
Yeah. So, but,
I mean, the being married to you part is like great, wonderful, love it. That's all good and
even
dandy.
though you were forcing yourself to do my podcast?
Yeah, that's okay. I did it to myself. It's okay. But my job forced me to go into the office again, like immediately after the wedding. And that's very stressful for me.
She's working remote like most of the time before.
Like 90% of the time. And I
I
got
know.
real used to it.
I feel like there's got to be other people that have had that happen who are remote and then they're like, hey, come back in. And they're like, no, fuck
I
you.
mean, that I see it all over TikTok where they're like, yeah, you need to come into the office. And it's like, why? And they're like, we're just doing it now. And they're like, cool, peace, later.
Yeah.
Not working here anymore.
We joke about like, okay, you can quit in 2 weeks because, once my career figures itself out, which, it's a slow burn. But we joke, I'm just like, just 2 more weeks, just stay. But then every 2 weeks.
Every 2
just-
weeks.
just-
2 more weeks. Yeah. But yeah, so that's been very stressful for me to have to be around people. And I mean, they're fine, but they're not the people I want to be around all day, So that's been very stressful. And then just like trying to catch up after the wedding, like money wise, like financially, it's been kind of stressful. And so I was working a lot more.
Yeah, and me too. I mean,
Yeah,
we
even-
both have
yeah.
because of that.
So, I mean, that stuff has been stressful, but like the you and me part, solid.
Yeah. Okay, good. I figured we'd just check it in public, to make sure it counts. This is being recorded.
Oh, okay, you're going to use it against me in a court of law.
4.5 months marriage is going fine. Well, also, I mean, I've talked about it many times on the podcast at this point, but I was sick during our wedding, and then to figure it out, it took like another month. So I still didn't, I was still getting sick like that whole time. So as newlywed, to have an intestinal infection.
So sexy.
Wasn't the best timing. So,
That's okay.
Yeah, everything's good though.
Mm-hmm.
For me on my end.
I already said that 12 times. It is good.
Yes. Okay. Sorry. Didn't mean to put you on the spot. No, I did mean to put you on the spot. Okay. But when you're married, you kind of think of like, I actually do think about my segues pretty well. So this is good. You got to not spice it up, but you want to think about things. I think our biggest thing, especially with work stress, is like we want to do stuff that doesn't make us think about work or doesn't, just something just for us or whatever. So career-wise, I do try to diversify a little bit, and I've been I wouldn't even call it acting, but just, whatever. I have done some like commercials in the Northwest area and some voiceover stuff, whatever, or just a lot of it's UGC, user-generated content, So they're like, you have followers, maybe we should promote something with you. And then I'm like, no one's going to buy anything. But but sure, you can pay me to do that. So I do that just to add a little bit of income. Same thing. We're trying to not make up for the wedding, but kind of
just catch up.
Yeah, catch up. That's better. So I got an email the other day of someone wanting, which this has happened before a couple of times, where we could do things as a couple. Like some of the...
Not in a weird way.
It depends on the pay. No? Okay.
No.
Whatever. They want us to do a TikTok video, but it wants to be a couple, and they're looking for a gay couple, whatever. But this one was, I think it was location based is really what happened, but it would be a full weekend at a resort, but it's a murder mystery weekend. And they were looking for couples. Or you could be a single, but they were looking for couples. And I would only do this mostly because the pay isn't enough for me not to work a weekend. Not to do that, but, for me to not work.
Yeah. But like everything was included.
Yeah,
like
we got
to stay for free. The drinks were free. The food was free.
Yeah, it was all, and then you'd get paid. It was like $150 for the whole weekend. Though.
But then we get to be ridiculous and pretend we're in a murder mystery dinner party.
I think that would be fun anyway. I think it would be a challenge for me because I'm not, acting is not something I've ever focused on or ever wanted to do. I think it's fun and kind of maybe something to enjoy doing. But it's also just another means to get people to see my stand-up, right? Aryn, however, has far more of a background in acting and just stage performance mostly, but
it's musical theater.
Yeah, just way more than me. And so when I said it, I was just like, you're a better actor than I am. And she was kind of like, I had to think about it. And I was like, no, you 100% are. and you just haven't done it in a while, but you're absolutely a better actor than I am. And I thought it would be fun though.
Yeah.
Even though it would be, see, that's the thing. I don't know if I could be serious. I would be, I would be able to do it, but I would be ridiculous.
Well, see, that's the only way to go with something like this, I think, is to go, then you got to go to the full extreme.
Over the top?
Over the top. Okay. You've got to totally...
So you've done plays. Have you ever done a murder mystery dinner or because you've done dinner theater, which is just a performance while people are eating, essentially.
Yes.
But the word dinner is in there. So have you done?
We did Clue at my high school, but I think it was after I had already graduated, so I didn't do that one.
Okay. What is that? What is Clue? Is it more interactive with the audience or something? I get it. I know what the...
It's like the movie.
Yeah, but I've never seen...
Not really. It's just a play.
Yeah, so that doesn't make it more like a...
No, I've never had anything where I interacted with the audience ever.
Okay.
I was always just on stage, and then you sat and clapped nicely. That's it.
Maybe that would throw you off when people would be like talking to you. Like, stop it! I am performing.
I mean, if I think of them as castmates, then it would be easier. But it's harder whenever you don't have a script to follow. So that would be difficult to like go to dinner every night and just be like, well, I wonder what Jim's gonna say tonight. You know?
Well, have you ever done any improv stuff?
No.
Yeah, it's not that fun.
I mean, only like theater, like warm up stuff, but never like
Red
actually
leather, yellow leather, that stuff.
I mean, that's like a vocal warm up, but
Yeah. That's the other thing I've been doing. I have to be careful about how I'm saying this, but I've been doing voiceover stuff that's kind of last minute. So sometimes I have to get up. I'll get up at like 6:45. We have a child. I can't do it in the house because
you're too loud.
well, but also there's nowhere for me to go.
No.
Like our bedroom is the top floor of our house. Like it's the half story on the top. And so we don't have a door. Like there's just nowhere for me to do it. So I drive to Safeway because it has the best service because I use my phone to do this. And so it's early in the morning and I sit in my car until I have to be on a call where they record my voiceover stuff. Mm-hmm. And when you've just woken up, like your voice sounds like you just woke up. So that's what I'll do, those like weird, but I don't even know what they are. Unique New York. Like I'm just like saying,
so
I'm just
cute.
trying
I didn't
to
know
say
that.
stuff. Well, of course not. But then the other part I think about is like, so I'm parked, in front of someone's house.
Yeah.
Yelling into my phone at 7:15 in the morning for 5 minutes, and then I drive away. So I had 2 in one day this week, and so 7:15, and then I was like legitimately driving around trying to figure out, okay, the service needs to be good for this, and because I had just dropped our son off, so I couldn't go all the way home basically. So I went back to the same spot. So 2, I feel like I'm going to see a post on Nextdoor that's like, I keep seeing this white Ford Focus in front of my house. She yells into the phone for 5 minutes and then comes back later, like just confused. But yeah, I do those warm-ups.
That's adorable, and I had no idea that you did that.
Well, what was this? Well, because I think like if I get there too early, then I could get a tea, and maybe that would help warm my voice. Because I just don't want to sound like I've just woken up, It's like that raspiness, but I can't do a ton about it. So, I mean, honestly, I'm driving and being like, like just trying to get any noise out of it.
That's so funny.
Maybe you can teach me some other vocal warm-ups.
So whenever I was in high school, we had a performance with my choir, and we had, I think it was like 3 performances in a day, and we went to different places for each performance. And in between the second and the third one, there's this girl that I was friends with, and she had a solo in one of the songs, right? No, it's okay. It was okay. We like her. But she had a solo in one of the songs, and we stopped at Taco Bell before the last performance, right? And so we're sitting there eating inside of this Taco Bell, and she wasn't eating, and we were all like, I'm not going to use her real name, Brenda, why aren't you eating?
Oh, Brenda,
why aren't you eating? And she goes, well, I'm afraid that if I eat this and then I do my solo, that I'm just going to like, a taco is just going to come out of my mouth. And I don't know why that reminded me of you. But like, you're like so nervous and whatever. Like, you want to be so prepared. And so like, she didn't eat her meal because she was afraid she was going to sing out a taco. And you're just driving around.
Yeah. I have to be.
Just gave me the same vibe for some reason.
I've signed an NDA. But it's a little bit of improv involved. But because it's voiceover stuff over the phone.
No, I mean, I understand. That story just reminded me of you.
I know, but I'm just saying, I'm trying to tell them kind of what it's about, but I can't.
You don't need to do that.
Yeah. But the other people I work with are fucking way too much.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, you're right though, is because I do think too much and I over prepare a little bit for a lot of things.
No.
I get to shows way earlier than I need to. I want to be
Especially as the
prepared.
headliner, you don't need to get there 30 minutes before the show starts.
Tonight I got there, and then the green room was like in this weird kind of there's like refrigerators and shit back there. It wasn't, and all of Greg's set, Greg Beechler, opened for me, and I just paced for all 30 minutes. I don't know.
When you get there 30 minutes before the show even starts.
Well, yeah. That's
Not just you don't have to do that as the headliner.
Right, but I don't.
You don't have to do that as a headliner. Like, I understand wanting to get there before it starts or whatever, but you are like to the minute.
Well,
30 minutes before the show starts, you're there.
I've explained as an athlete, I was always there an hour before. I needed to have my shoes on. Like I needed to feel.
Okay, well, you're not lacing up ankle braces and basketball shoes anymore. You don't need that long.
No, I know that. But I will be far less prepared for shows now than I used to be. I don't write a set list or anything. Yeah.
You also got to feel the vibe out of the. You have to feel the vibe out.
Thank you for saying it again. No, that's true. Anyways, I think that would be fun. I'm booked the weekend that we had been, there had been inquiry. But,
oh yeah, get me back on track. Sorry.
No, that's okay. But I feel like if it came up again, I think this is the hard part. Like, one, I want to do it just so we can have a little vacation. I feel like of the weekend, there wouldn't be that much acting work,
I feel like we would have to like hide a lot though. Like if we're supposed to be acting during these dinner scenes.
What do we do when we're on the road together?
Lay in bed and eat chicken wings.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know if that's the biggest issue.
I guess that's true. Yeah. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
Watch The Proposal.
Yeah, watch The Proposal again. Which is funny because now when it comes on, we're like, well, we have to watch it.
Yeah.
It's part of the
If it's
bit.
on, we have to leave it.
Yeah. So if it comes up again, we might do it. But for me, I'm like, I'd be interested to tell the story. Like it would be fun to do just for the experience, I guess.
I think The Proposal came on the morning of our wedding.
Did it in the hotel
think so.
room?
Yeah, and then I moved it to
Harry Potter.
I moved it to Harry Potter afterwards.
I didn't know I was having a full panic attack while
I know.
trying not to get sick. But
I was quoting it while getting my hair done, so.
We did that. Should we use a wedding photo as the photo for this video?
Sure.
Okay.
There's one of us dancing from the back. You can see my hair looks really good.
Okay. We can do that. You can see my tan lines, I'm sure.
Oh my God. You and your tan lines. No one notices.
They will now. Okay. God. We have a couple of topics
to
discuss before, and then I'll make you do my dates. Okay. The first one people wanted us to talk about, which I do think they were trying to stay on brand. Because you said like, oh, we could just talk about anything that people are interested in. I think we would have gotten different questions if they had known that. But
yeah.
Okay. Best worst concerts. Do you have a bad concert before we went together?
Well, we've only been to 2 concerts together.
Right. We've been. Is that true? 2?
Lizzo.
No.
And Florence.
Oh, we've been to 4 then. Because we went to
and Third Eye Blind.
Third Eye Blind and Silent Planet.
We did go to Silent Planet. I forgot about that one.
If you don't know, Silent Planet, Aryn's
best friend
from back home. Her husband is the bass player for a band called Silent Planet, which is a Christian metal band.
They're actually pretty good.
No, they're really good.
We had
and
so
they're
much
popular.
fun.
They're well known.
Very well known.
Yeah.
They've toured Australia, Japan, like all over the place. It's very cool.
And yeah, I mean, I'm not a metal person, but we had a great time.
We had so much fun.
We were headbanging.
Yeah, my neck hurt for like 4 days afterwards.
Yeah, I don't know if you, because this was February 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right before.
In Seattle. And yeah, we like were sore for like days.
But
we were into it. It was really fun. And that was the first concert we've been to together. And so it was nice to be like, oh, she's like fun at concerts and stuff. Like not, I mean,
Yeah.
But because we had been to musicals.
Yes.
But not a concert.
I feel like my worst concert before you, it was at it's called the Fox Theater in Bakersfield, and
That's where she's from.
yeah,
Killing County.
yeah, oh yeah, we still have to watch that.
I know.
And it was for a band called Blue October.
Is that like an angsty boy band?
Yeah.
Okay.
And my dad's cousin, my dad is Mexican, so there's quite a few of them. One of his cousins, I honestly don't even remember this guy's name. Like his
Really?
cousin something. Maybe cousin Frankie? I don't remember. But he did security at like a lot of different local places in Bakersfield. And so and Blue October was like my favorite band at the time. I think I was 17. I was 17. Yes.
Of course.
And so my dad reached out to this guy and was like, hey, can you get me tickets for the show? So then I ended up getting like 6 tickets or something like that. And I went with Bailey and a couple other people, and she was kind of on a date with a guy, and
That's not her now husband?
not her now husband.
That's the Silent Planet fella. You guys got it. Okay.
Yeah, no, definitely not Silent Planet guy. And then I was also kind of on a date I know. Yeah. And it was horrible. We were in the very, very, very back top row. Like that was all the tickets that we could get. There was so many seats open. Like this band was not popular, but we were in the very, very back.
He's like, I got you. I work at the place. Don't worry.
Very back, last row, up top, like, and we just sat there and listened. And like, I loved this band. I knew every single song, and I just sat there, and I sat in between Bailey and this guy because I didn't want to talk to each other. And it was just,
Wait, is this going to be, were you with,
yes,
okay.
father of my child.
Yeah.
Yes.
So she knows him then.
Me?
No, Bailey.
Guy?
No, knows the father of our
Yes.
child.
Yes, she does. She hates him.
Oh, yeah, of course. Okay. Okay. Anyways, this is good.
But yes, I was
We can talk
17.
about this differently. Yeah.
I was 17. He was 22. It was the whole thing. Not okay.
Yeah, we won't get too far into that for legal reasons. Okay, so yeah, I think that's really funny that he's like, I can get you tickets in the back, but nobody else was there. Okay, I will say my one bad experience, which honestly is kind of fun, but the concert was fucking horrible. And so we went to see, it was me and my friend Winston and Mike, and we were all like,
Mike Coletta?
no, Michael Davis is his name. But we were all like into rap, more like underground rappers at the time. And so there was Wiz Khalifa, who wasn't underground quite. He was just getting popular. But then there was these guys, Nipsey Hussle, who has passed away now, and then Currency. And they were kind of all in this like, it was like a smokers tour, whatever. But we went to see Currency, and it was at Numos in Seattle, which is small. But so then, like, we loved him, though. We loved Currency. We thought he was great. And he really is a good rapper. But he wasn't big enough at the time for, like, obviously to do a bigger venue. So there was, like, 7 people in front of him, and they were fucking horrible. I was in college at the time, and so we went to my apartment, smoked weed before, and then walked over there. And my friend Mike, he normally smokes, he smokes, but Winston's the one who's like, smokes a lot. So we smoked with Winston, which I was more high than I wanted to be, probably. Mike was very much more high than he wanted to be. So we wait for this. I mean, I'm not even kidding. So there's this, they're rappers. So they all have mixtapes, and they like hand them out after they go, and then this white guy comes in from the side door, and he gets on stage and he's like telling the story about, I just got out of rehab and I came straight here and blah, blah, blah. And he was like kind of singing, but it was like fucking terrible. So then they're like handing his mixtapes out, and it was so bad that people start throwing it back at him. And it was like so bad. So we have to go through all this. We're like maybe like third or fourth row of people. Then it's just standing, you know. And then Mike was like, I don't feel good. Like, I gotta go.
Oh, poor thing.
Currency comes out and he like, it was really funny. And he like pulls out, he's like, my phone's dying. And like pulls out a phone charger while he's on stage, which was hilarious. We get one song in and Mike was like, I feel like I'm going to pass out. Like, we need to go. And so we all had to leave out the side door and before we even got to see him. So yeah, that was
Sad.
that. Yeah. Do you know how I say, I got a tender throat?
No.
I say that sometimes. You made fun of me the other night. I said, I got a tender throat. That was Mike smoking and it like burned his throat. And that's what he says. I got a tender throat.
Got a tender
Throat. Mm-hmm.
No, I don't remember you saying that.
Are you getting upset because I hung out with other people ever?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I didn't tell the story about the father of my child, so
You don't have one. You're lucky.
yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Okay. And the other question was best worst Valentine's.
Best worst?
Best/worst.
Oh.
Valentine's idea / future. Or maybe it was just bad Valentine's.
There's bad Valentine's
Sorry.
and future ideas for Valentine's.
Okay.
I don't really remember any bad Valentines, but I also never really had one ever before you. And you spoil me rotten, so I'm very lucky and loved now, which is nice. Future Valentines.
It's a bad future Valentine's idea.
A bad future Valentine's idea?
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking of a good one.
Well, tell us that too.
I mean, the good one, I would like to take you on vacation somewhere.
Ooh, that would be nice.
I would even take you somewhere that has sand
Ooh.
and sunshine.
She doesn't like either of those things.
I do not.
She's from the desert. She wants to get away from it.
Yes. But a bad one would probably be sand.
Sunshine.
Maybe not the sunshine part, but definitely the sand part.
I'm trying to think of what people do. Oh, our friends the other night were talking about like cooking for someone naked.
Oh, yeah. No, that just sounds dangerous.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like, well, and then, you know, for us, so let's say I decided to do that, right? And I was maybe in just an apron, which everyone's well aware Aryn is a much better cook than I am. I'm not a bad cook. But she's just better at it by like a lot. But so if I had chosen to cook, she might not even be excited just by that thing of it, let alone now I'm nude. But I always think about like you're surprising your partner when they come home from work. What if they had like a shitty day at work and then you're just fucking naked for no reason, wearing plastic heels or whatever? Like,
there are multiple days when I come home where I'm like, I just need a minute.
yeah.
Like, I will, give you a kiss whenever I come in, but Monica, you're so sweet. I love you so much. But there are times whenever she's like, I just want to love you. I just want to give you a hug. I want to hold you, make you feel better. And I'm like, I need to be alone for 5 minutes so I don't rip somebody's head off because I'm pissed.
Right. And then now we can communicate and she goes, I need to go upstairs and change. Give me a second. And then I go, are you mad at me?
The amount of times that you ask me that in a day. I don't respond because I'm
Pacific
busy.
Northwest passive aggression, baby. I'm so
I think it has a lot.
Me.
I think it has a lot to do with you being an Aquarius, also.
Space magic. That's probably what it is.
But the amount of times that you ask if I'm mad at you throughout the day, just because I didn't respond immediately to a text message while I'm at work and I'm being interrupted by like 1,000 people all the time.
It's the short responses, which is probably because you're busy.
Yes,
too,
and I'm annoyed because I have to take off my headphones. I'm listening to a lovely podcast where I don't have to think about anything that I'm actually
like this
doing.
One, rate and review, subscribe.
Oh my god. But then someone comes over and they're like, hey Aryn, can you answer this? Hey Aryn, can you tell me this? Hey Aryn, I've been looking at this. And it's like,
right, so you come home from that and I'm
then
nude.
I have to answer the dealer's phone calls and I just really have to like read them what I've already
tell
sent.
Them what your job is.
I can't even explain what my job is.
That's fair. Okay, so that's the type of day you had. Then you come home and I'm like, hey.
You're just butt ass
what's
naked
up?
in the kitchen, and I'm like, "Where's Lyndon?" Oops, his name.
No, he's not there.
Oh, he wouldn't be there.
Obviously.
Oh, sorry.
I'd be like, go to your room. Stay there.
You'd hate that.
Also, he could never possibly do that. He'd be like, what are you doing? What's going
no.
on?
Mm-mm.
Is this for mommy?
If mommy's home, he's not in his room.
God. Anyways, he's never in his room, first of all, because
I
then he'd
mean-
have to be alone.
He did ask the other day. He goes, "Can I go play in my room?" And we're
No,
like,
they're always.
"Yeah,
Yes, that is
anytime
always
you want."
an option. Why? Can I go to my room? Please do.
Yes,
actually.
absolutely. Go for it, bud.
I just the actual cooking part being nude. It seems unnecessary, right?
Yeah.
All you need
can
to
just-
see is me like finishing being prepared, plating it. Maybe it's a nude plating more than anything else.
I don't think that you should even plate it nude. I think you should just plate it and then lay there next to it nude. Do everything clothed.
Do one of those. Do you like eat it off of me?
Only if it's sushi, and only if
But
you
you don't eat sushi.
no, and only if you are what's her face from Sex and the City,
Samantha.
Kim Cattrall.
Yeah, Samantha.
Yes,
I only ever saw that there was
What?
there was a reality show
that episode did not end well, actually.
called My Fair Brady. That was Adrian somebody who then was with and married eventually. I think they got married to Bobby Brady, the middle one.
Oh.
They were both on some like Surreal Life.
Mm.
Did you ever watch the Surreal Life?
Yeah, with Paris Hilton.
No.
Oh, what am I thinking of? Simple Life.
You think it's Simple Life? Yeah. I was like, the Surreal Life was like Big Brother, but for celebrities.
Mm.
Like, kind of washed up or has been type of celebrities.
I get that. All of
Flavor Flav got real popular all over again.
All of the celebrities that go on these are
Yeah.
always washed up.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
That's true. Yes. So Flavor Flav got popular again because he was on that show. That's where he met Brigitte Nielsen, which is the oddest pair ever, but it was very sweet. Vern Troyer was there, mini me. Like it was very interesting, but I believe they were both on this show, and that's how they met. And so that guy was like a spin-off of them together, and that she did that. Like she like had someone come and like prepare sushi as she laid on this table naked, and like they put it's got some just a salmon roll on over your nips.
Yeah.
And then
Makes sense.
I do think I remember. No, I think he was excited. It's just weird because then you have to eat first. You're just like, hey, just keep laying there. I don't know. It just
Yeah, no.
a
it
lot
doesn't
of these
sound
ideas
cute.
don't seem like the actual execution is as sexy as you would
No,
think.
I would 100% rather just, have our intimate time together,
Yes.
take a nap,
Mm.
and then go out and have a lovely meal where someone else cooks and someone else does the dishes.
I do think that's the biggest thing. I don't want either of us to have to or clean.
It's the cleaning for me, honestly.
Because you'll think about it afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would just rather enjoy our time and then go and eat something else.
Okay, so
Elsewhere.
you come home, I'm just naked, not doing anything though.
Yes. Which has happened.
Tell them that. But, and then we go, which I
Yes.
do think we've joked about. True love
True
is
love.
having sex before you go
Before
to dinner.
dinner. Yeah, because then, you go to dinner, you have a couple drinks, maybe your tummy gets upset afterwards, and then that ruins
Right.
the whole evening.
Yeah, then you
So if
can't
you have
do
sex
it. So if you do it
first,
first.
then everyone's feeling good,
You
and your
can't
tummy
ruin
can get
anything.
upset, and you're fine. You already did it.
Yeah, and then if the service is bad or whatever, you don't care as much.
No, because you're in a fantastic mood.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the good idea.
That's the best idea I
Having
think we've
sex
ever had.
before dinner.
I mean, the amount of times that it's worked out for us that way, top notch. We're married. It's okay.
That's true. We know each other in the biblical sense.
Yes, we've done
And
it.
in the eyes of the Lord. Real perv, that guy.
Yes, our Lord and Savior, the perv.
He's always watching.
Santa Claus, but dirty.
Okay, do you want to tell them my date's coming up?
Yes. Dates coming up. Monica will be dating me until eternity.
No, like my show date.
Saturday, we're at the Carco Theater in Renton. I'm not performing, but we will be there.
Should be there. Well, no, we're doing a murder mystery.
No.
Just kidding.
I know you're somewhere tomorrow,
Yeah, Raymond, Washington.
Raymond. So that would
Nobody
be
knows that one.
okay. So that will actually be tonight, though, when you're listening to
Yes,
this.
when this comes. Sure.
And then Saturday.
Maybe not the audio.
Okay, never mind. I don't know how this works.
I'm not in charge of the audio is what happens.
Got it.
So the YouTube will be up for sure. But
Okay. And then, Saturday, Carco
next week,
Theater.
Next week.
Next week, you're in Chicago.
Mm-hmm. On the 23rd.
Mm-hmm. And Indianapolis.
Yes, on the 24th and 25th.
Okay. And then after that, you leave me for a very long time.
No, I'm here for that week after.
Oh, end of March is when you're gone for a very long time.
Yeah, March is pretty busy, but worth looking at. St. Louis, Portland, Oregon, Crescent City, California, and some Southern Oregon stuff, and then Austin and Dallas. And then it is confirmed I will be doing basketball stuff at the end of March, which I'm very excited about. But that does mean that I won't be here to cook for you nude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just for a week.
I will live, unfortunately.
Yeah, but if you feel bad for Aryn, you can Venmo us.
Mm-hmm. $33.
$33, sure. At Monica Nevi.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. That was good. Is there anything you want to plug?
If anyone knows of any jobs hiring that are fully remote and will pay me $120,000 a year, that would be ideal. Thank you so much.
That makes it sound like you now make $120,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
I wish.
I don't.
I do. Like, I want.
But if I have that confidence, maybe they'll.
There are parts of me that want to say we make the same amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty close. But I never want, like, I don't want people to feel like, because I don't make that much money, but also we make a good amount of money. But I don't, because a lot of people have been complaining, like, oh, well, these comics who are married, they have it so much easier because their spouse, like, provides. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, no.
Nope.
First of all, there's been plenty of time in our relationship where I was the one paying for everything.
Yep.
And then there was times where she had to pay for everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm sure there's people who exist who don't stress about it, but it's very important to me that we are even.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do find a job that pays $120,000 a year.
I can retire you.
No, that's not what I was thinking. I was saying I need to work a lot more so we're still even.
Oh. Well, if it's fully remote, then I'll just travel with you everywhere.
Oh, but what you could do is, if you're not already a YouTube member,
subscribe.
Yeah.
Smash that subscribe button.
Well, that, but also the YouTube memberships get you.
Smash that YouTube membership subscription button.
And then you can play trivia with us and use your emojis and stuff. But there's behind the scenes stuff, and maybe we'll do we'll answer people's questions.
Okay.
On a video, but that would be members only.
Okay.
It's past Aryn's bedtime.
This passed my bedtime a long time ago.
Well, thank you so much for doing that. I had fun. This was fun, I thought.
This was nice.
Yeah, it was good. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And rate and review, subscribe, like, all those things. But right now, you can just keep watching Dumb Pitches.
You're weird.
Yes.